Despite a cast letter asking for James Gunn to be reinstated as the director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Walt Disney Studios is currently not planning on rehiring the filmmaker who was recently fired after a series of offensive tweets surfaced, according to multiple people familiar with the studio's current thinking. The feeling within both Disney and Marvel is that the dozens of so-called jokes that Gunn made about pedophilia and rape are unacceptable and the #MeToo era and are not in line with Disney's family-friendly image. The studio recognized that Guardians cast members such as Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana stopped short of threatening to quit the series, but there is widespread belief that the actors will show up for future installments, regardless of their personal feelings about Gunn. For one thing, most are under contract and would face legal action if they opted out of a sequel. Still, the public endorsement of the director was notable for its vociferous support. We were all shocked by Gunn's abrupt firing last week and have intentionally waited these 10 days to respond in order to think, pray, listen, and discuss, the letter reads. In that time, we have been encouraged by the outpouring of support from fans and members of the media who wish to see James reinstated as director of Volume 3 as well was discouraged by those so easily duped into believing the many outlandish conspiracy theories surrounding him. At this point, the letter does not seem likely to save his job. Gunn's firing was approved by Disney Studios chief Alan Horn, with his boss, company CEO Bob Iger weighing in on the final decision. The involvement of the highest levels of Disney signals that the cast's pressure to rethink the Gunn ouster will struggle to gain internal support. "I don't see Disney rehiring them," says one person close to the matter. "Those tweets were so horrible and Disney has a different standard than other studios." Gunn's comments were nearly a decade old and were recently resurfaced by alt-right agitators, including the blogger Mike Cernovich. The tweets included messages such as, "The best thing about being raped is when you're done being raped and it's like phew, this feels great, not being raped. And I'm doing a big Hollywood adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending, the tree grows back and gives a kid a blowjob." Others made light of AIDS, the Holocaust, and 9/11. Disney insiders say the company was not aware of the offensive tweets and were taken aback when they were recirculated. As for replacing Gunn, Disney feels no pressure to immediately find a new director, according to sources, and is willing to wait until the right A-list filmmaker comes along. For one, the studio never gave the film an official release date, even though it was widely expected to hit theaters within the next 2 years. Depending on how long it takes to land the right director, Disney may in fact wind up pushing back the film's original February 2019 start date. Spokespeople for Disney and Marvel declined to comment for this article. So far, the studio has yet to meet with any Gunn replacements. There have been rumors that Marvel regulars like Jon Favreau Iron Man, Taika Waititi Thor Ragnarok, or the Russo brothers Avengers Infinity War might be enlisted, but sources say that many of the usual suspects are busy with prior obligations. That means that there is a higher likelihood that Disney will reach outside the Marvel family to find a director with the kind of offbeat sensibility to handle the comic book franchise. Replacing Gunn won't be an easy task. Although largely unknown when he took the Guardians gig, having made a few cult favorites such as Slither, Gunn quickly proved to be more than a gun for hire. As both a writer and a director, he was seen as having a key role in nailing down the film's light-hearted tone, giving the standard heroes on a mission genre a poppy makeover by including 70s rock favorites on the soundtrack and peppering in lots of jokey asides. When Guardians was announced, some questioned its commercial prospects. The characters were low profile and the band of interstellar warriors included a gun-tooting raccoon and a tree. But the film and its sequel were massive successes, earning more than $1.6 billion globally. This wasn't Gunn's first social media scandal. In 2012, the director apologized for a blog post he wrote in 2011, titled "The 50 Superheroes You Most Want to Have Sex With." In it, Gunn speculated that Iron Man could turn the lesbian Batwoman into heterosexual, labeled Gambit a Cajun fruit, and called Batgirl, who is a teenage mother in the comics, easy. Facing a backlash, Gunn said he regretted making poorly worded statements. The Gunn firing comes as studios are struggling with how to handle the personal issues of movie stars, given a new zero-tolerance climate. The sexual harassment reckoning that has toppled media figures,